Good morning. It is day 87 of the Mississippi River Trail, where I, as a single mom, am paddling the Mississippi River from Minnesota all the way down to Louisiana with 7 of my 15 kids.
We're a family of 15 kids. One mom, and Smokey Bear.
And the 7 youngest of us are paddling the whole Mississippi River.
This is chaos made fun.
Come follow our adventure.
And yesterday was emotional. You're gonna have those days. It was kind of a down day. It was a wind day. The Coast Guard gave us the website to something that tracks the wind on the water rather than the land, which is really cool. It shows you the size of the waves and all kinds of things. So it helps us determine when to be on the water, when it's safe and when it's not. And we already knew that the wind is typically about 10 miles higher per hour out on the water, and it just confirmed it. So whatever is on land, it's about 10 miles higher out there. But the wave height is really cool. So yesterday, winds on the water reached 40 miles an hour and waves reached 5.4 feet high. So that's pretty cool to know. But it also means stay off the water. But when we stay off the water, I have time to contemplate. And contemplating gets super emotional because I realize that all of this is about to come to an end. And that's sad because the dichotomy of a trail is that while you're out here, you miss home all the time. I miss Baxter. I miss the older 8 kids. I miss everybody and the comforts of home. You're sleeping in a tent and it's fun. You get to where you love your tent, but you also miss your coffee pot, your bed, things like that. And so you think about home a lot, but when it's time to go home, all you want to do is stay out here. And that's the truth of it because it's the sound of the trees when you lay in your tent. It's the sound of the water on the shore, the hum of the barges when they go by, the moon rising. What we saw the other night was epic. Like you can't really grasp those things until you're out here living them. And the trains at night, we're already missing the trains, and the trains went away a while back and it was sad. So it's a very, very emotionally draining and exhausting sometimes because your heart really does live in 2 places. It also makes you think a lot about your life and the headspace you get in, past choices, where you are, how you got to where you are, past relationships, and relationship with your kids, how you can improve them, better them, what needs work. It's just a headspace. And when you get off the water and it's nearing an end, or off trail even, when you have weather days on the AT, it makes you think about those things. And it is super freaking emotional. So I cried a lot yesterday and I look like it, but it's all good. It's part of it. It's part of the process. And I believe that if you never let yourself go to those places and fully embrace the emotions of it, and you continue to run from it like I have for so long in my past, then you just bury them and you never deal with it, and your troubles just multiply rather than making your life and yourself better. So you go into those headspaces and dive deep and become a better person. So that's what yesterday looked like. So today is cold and still wind. Wind I think is at 24 today rather than 40, but waves are still big. So no water today because it is so windy and it is cold, but we will be back on the water tomorrow. The forecast looks great. So we'll put in where we should have been otherwise had we not had weather days, and we will be good. But today is an education day. It's beautiful. The sun is out. It's warm. So we're going to go look at Indian mounds. It is the 2nd largest in the U.S. and it's second only to Cahokia mounds, which were in Illinois. And we learned all about those while we were at one of the river museums. I think the one in Alton is where we learned about Cahokia. And that was really, really cool. So we didn't get to go to Cahokia because of the government shutdown, but we are going to go to the Natchez mounds. I think they're just called the Natchez mounds, honestly. We'll go figure out today. But anyway, on that note, that is what we're doing today. They also have a Natchez Indian village, and we're going to go see that as well. So it still is not a huge loss of a day because we're still out here learning, having fun, doing stuff. The kids met neighbors, and we are at a state park right now, and we're safe. We're off the water. We're not in the middle of town, and it's just a better place to be. So there are kids at this campground, and they are a little bit excited. So they have played and played and played with the kids. But very cool. We also, at this campground, are known by everyone. And that was kind of a shock because we YouTube, and it's a vlog, but you don't think it's that many people know. But when we drove up, everyone knew the van and everyone knew our story, which is kind of cool. But anyway, so we're at a very happy state park with very happy kids. The kids have friends. They love days off where they actually can play with other kids. And I think it's cool that they get to meet kids around the U.S. So they're just meeting people everywhere, and it makes their life bigger and broadens their life. It doesn't happen in this little box of the house. Their life is big, and I want my kids to live big lives. So on that note, I'm gonna go take a shower because word has it they have banging showers. Don't know, haven't taken one yet. And then we're gonna go see some Indian history and figure out what else there is to do in Natchez, Mississippi. But right now, I would say we're doing good on miles, but we're not on the water. We're doing good on miles because we're gonna put in where we should have been otherwise. So in that regard, yes, we're keeping up with our miles and our averages that way so that we do finish by a certain date. And right now, it looks like our finale, due to needing to schedule things and not be so spontaneous towards the end of this journey because of the Coast Guard, because of the big waters, and no, we have not made up our mind how we're going to finish. But I did talk to the Coast Guard again this morning, and we will talk to traffic control and start making preparations to go out that route. Based on whatever actions they take, we will make our decision based on whether we will finish out the main channel or the Atchafalaya. So talking to the Coast Guard, going back and forth between some kind of desk, the assignment desk maybe, not sure. But anyway, it's their operational desk that is 24/7. So talk to them, and then going to talk to traffic control of the big ships, the pilot boats, all of that. So we will have a plan in place to go through the main channel should we choose to finish that route. And no, we have not made a decision, and we need to make a decision by tomorrow because Wednesday we will have to make a decision of which way to go. So lots and lots of prep and talk and planning today because our decision has to be final tomorrow. So still working on that, still an unknown. Still, you guys stay tuned for that because not even we know the end to this story, and we are running it right up to the last minute, which is par for the course for us. We're spontaneous and we just take it a day at a time, and this very, very much highlights the day at a time type of attitude we have. You cannot predict a week in advance out here. You take it a day at a time, one weather day at a time. The weather changes all the time. So it's one day at a time, but in this case we do need to have a decision made by Wednesday. So we'll be doing that today and going back and forth with the Coast Guard as we do the education too. So anyway, it's a good day, not as emotional, in a better headspace. Get to go home and see Baxter and Odessa and the oldest 8 kids. Very excited about that, and not quite so emotional about not having kids in the tent with me, not hearing the trees at night, and what you become as you're out on a trail. Because there is a part that relates so deeply to nature and to being out here that to go back into a normal daily life is very, very much an adjustment and can border on depressing because you are so free and life is so big, and the trees, the wind, the sun, the rain, you're so in touch with your inner self and your inner being that going back to society is hard. It's very hard. It's very difficult because you go back into a world where a lot of people walk around entitled in life. You go into a store and many people just are so fed up with their own life that I don't think they realize how they come across when you just go out in public. So to have lived this and then try to integrate back into society is very hard because I think in general a lot of people tend to live unhappy. So to go from being this happy back into a society that is unhappy drains you and exhausts you, especially for someone that is super, super sensitive to energies. And to be around the energy of society is very draining. So anyway, lots of tears over that yesterday and adjusting as we make our way south and wrap up this trail. But the most exciting part is the end of this trail means the beginning of another. So once we finish up this trail, we will move on into the prep for 2026 and all that is to come. We are very ready to hike again, and hiking is coming in 2026 in very epic proportions. So we're getting ready to go back out, and once we have a final decision made on where we're going, we'll announce that. So you got to stay tuned to see where we're going in 26 because not even we know right now where we're going in 26. We got a good idea, but we're not sure. So anyway, stay tuned for that. We're going to start our day, go get a shower, and then go see some Indian history and be on our way. So let's go.
Get alerts when we release new episodes. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel.
We have successfully reached Natchez Emerald Mound, and we're gonna go see what the mounds are about. They are second largest in the entire U.S. First largest is Cahokia Mounds, which were in Illinois, and we learned all about them when we were at the River Museum. So now we are at the second largest, which is Natchez, Mississippi. Pretty cool that we got to at least learn about both. We didn't see Cahokia because the government shut down, but we are seeing Emerald. So here we are today learning about it since we are not on the water. So let's go learn about some Indians.
Gotta go to the top of that hill.
All right, Smokey, what's it say? Let's learn a little.
Wait, you think I'm going to read all that?
You're learning. Let's hear what you've learned so far.
Oh, man.
What are we learning about?
Mom, can I go up there?
Archaeological evidence indicates that at least two small mounds stood along the north and south side of the primary platform. These mounds may have supported structures of wood plastered and with clay.
Oh.
Right here. On important occasions, the mound was the scene of elaborate civic processions, ceremonial dances, and intricate and solemn religion rituals where worships sought favor of their gods.
Oh yeah, it's a spiritual place. Here we have spiritual Indian sacred land. And there we have a fire engine. After going to the Emerald Mound, we are now here at the Grand Village of the Natchez Indians. So we're gonna go learn about some Natchez Indians as long as we're in Natchez and we have a day off. So we're gonna go learn some Indian history, and it's actually an entire village where you can walk around. It's like an outdoor and indoor museum. So we're gonna go learn about some Indians.
They're animals that kill.
I think those are those two. Flint or projectile points were used. Arrows were usually made of hard cane, bow splitters, and scales of the barfish. Oh. Are those two? Those are the arrows.
That is the thing that they use to grind the plants into a powder so that they could make tea or they could make meal. See, I got corn in there right now, or is that wheat? It's something, but they'd have had another rock and they'd have ground that stuff together.
We're exploring the Natchez Village, and where it used to be. We just watched a video on it when it was excavated, I think in 1949. Somebody died, they tore down that house and used the foundation of that house to build a whole other house on top of where the old one was.
Well, the great son was the hereditary chief of the Natchez. That means he earned it by position, being the son of the chief, and was held in high regard as both a civil and religious leader. The great son's home, which the French described as the tallest and largest house at Grand Village, was built on top of this mound. French colonists observed that each time a great son died, the house was demolished and a new structure for the ascending leader was built.
Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Ivy! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, Ivy!
Happy birthday!
And we're all paddling together. That's the fun part, is I can finally keep up with Smokey. So that's the good part.
Never 3 miles
So
ahead,
that is
300 yards.
That's the fun part, is I can finally creep up with you and I'm not at the end, because it's kind of like hiking the AT where I'm at the very end, and it just makes you feel so discouraged because
And then there's
the world.
and there's places where I've turned around and hollered back, hey, there's that one with the rocks. That one, I went down through that last moment. The
what, the whirlpool?
No.
Oh, the rocks over there on the wing dam.
That wing dam, there was big rocks like this. I turned around and hollered, holy cow. I mean, I scratched one going through there and it was moving. There was a bunch of them. The whirlpools. I'm going to go ahead and admit that here on the channel for a moment. The whirlpools, there was 2 of them. I've seen 2 of them, and I've never seen anything like that before. I come across the wing dam, there was some good current, and I mean, I could see it over there, was good current, but all of a sudden, it would go, goosh, and I look over, there's a 12-foot whirlpool there. I mean, and it happened like that. There it was.
They sound like waterfalls. When you can actually look down into the whirlpool and pretty much see hell, but they sound like waterfalls. It's amazing.
Well,
and there were 5 that were staggered when we went through because we wove through them all. But,
it actually sounds like somebody dropped 500 gallons in one drop, and it just hit the ground is what it sounds like. I mean, there was 2 of them I seen that were very impressive. We were actually, per se, we paid attention. We were a little more careful around the wing dams after we run into them now. But it was the rest of them would come around. The currents weren't as bad, but right there in that one spot, the current was ripping pretty good.
That was Whirlpool Alley. There were a bunch. They were all around us.
Oh, there was a bunch of them.
They were far away. We just happened to go through the center of a hub of whirlpools. But they were everywhere.
There was a bunch of them I could see going 4 or 5 footers. I mean, you just kind of threw them. You kind of go hard to get through them. But there was the 2 that busted open beside me. That was what impressed me. I went past whirlpools many, many times like that, back and forth, but never seen them actually bust like that. It was impressive.
It's just a still piece of water in a circle, and then it goes up and sucks. It was impressive.
Oh, it wasn't the one I've seen. There was waves this deep. I mean, there was good waves, there's good current there, and the waves built up to the point where it just boom. I mean, it was, that was pretty impressive.